What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and as the film Harley Quinn, or Birds of Prey, or whatever you want to call it, continues to circle the drain, some people are piling on, or reverse piling.
ロープに走っていって、しかしそれをまた捕まった近藤修二がまたその返さ逆にこれはツールソンで
I don't know. And Gail Simone, the writer, original writer of Birds of Prey and original writer of it, has had a complete and utter Twitter meltdown. Let's get into it. So yesterday, there was a buzz going on around Twitter about insinuating the creator of Deadpool, this according to Uproxx, creator of Deadpool is seemingly blaming Harley Quinn's outfits for Birds of Prey's low box office. Now, I don't think that that's necessarily a genuine framing of his statements, so we'll take a look at them. The article starts, if you picked up a comic book in the 90s, you'd probably be familiar with Rob Liefeld's work. The artist is notorious for co-creating popular characters, Cable and Deadpool, and his, let's say, comically exaggerated drawings of women. Liefeld is outspoken on Twitter. His bio says, started Image Comics, ruled planet Earth. And he has been recently criticizing Birds of Prey. The former Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn is underperforming at the box office. Despite being one of the most fun comic book movies in recent history, that's your opinion, having only earned $62 million after 2 weeks, instead of coming to the film's defense, he appears to be blaming the low gross on Harley's outfits. Quote, next time, more punk rock, less Happy Meal. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Comparing one of Margot Robbie's costumes in Birds of Prey to Ronald McDonald. In another tweet, he wrote, the Ronald McDonald look on Harley, not so much. Stick with the winning punk rock formula. Visual design and costumes matter. Liefeld also brought up that Harley's skimpy costume in the Squad film and how the Deborah Harry-inspired Harley is amazing. This is a great look for the character and for Margot. It's not hard to figure out what he's implying. Birds of Prey failed because Harley Quinn didn't dress spicy enough. No, I don't think that that's necessarily what he's implying. He's just saying it doesn't fit or it doesn't look good. At no point also does he say that's why the film underperformed. He's just giving his feedback on it. Now, if he is implying that's why it failed at the box office, I disagree with him. I don't think that there's a large group of people that are like, oh, I would have seen Birds of Prey if there was just more cleavage. I don't think that that customer base exists. Very, very small, I imagine. I don't think he's implying that. I just think he's making a statement that she looked like a clown and he didn't like it. Harley Quinn's look, for me, was very far down the list in terms of things that I didn't, things that led me to not see the film. Now, Margot Robbie has been outspoken about the discomfort she felt wearing Harley's impractically tiny shorts and tight shirts in the Squad. As Margot, no, I don't like wearing that. I'm eating burgers at lunchtime, and then you go in a scene where you're hosed down in a soaking wet white t-shirt. It's so clingy that you're conscious about it. And her look was so then updated for Birds of Prey to make the character less male-gazy. It's a point that many on Liefeld followers on Twitter tried to get across to him. And then you see a lot of hoes mad. Sir, you have absolutely no right to say anything about good female character design. Rob, have you ever read a comic book? Harley changes outfits all the time. Changing your look drastically after a big rough breakup is also pretty standard. Says a lot of people that probably didn't see Harley Quinn. I mean, people just didn't see the film. And, and there's been a ton of backlash. But if we look at current numbers, according to Screen Rant, just the other day, Birds of Prey will have to double its current box office to be a hit. Birds of Prey is in a position where it needs to double its current worldwide box office in order to break even and make its money back. So the headline itself implies it would be a hit, but it would need to double its earnings to just break even. It's not a hit if you make no money. I'm pretty sure Hollywood would agree with me on that. But again, I don't think that it's only because, well, husband of the year, Ian McGregor, said that it was a feminist film and then about fighting misogyny. Now, that obviously did turn a lot of people away. Probably shaved $5 or maybe even $8 million off your domestic box office by the time it's all said and done, because there are a lot of people out there like me that were just like, I'm out. And even in the face of many people who had seen the film at the time and were like, it's a little girl powery, but it's not like they're exactly wearing those pink hats. It's not like exactly, it's over the top. Yeah, it's girl power, but it's not necessarily crazy. The comments themselves were just enough for people to be like, you know what? I'm done having my comics and my movies preach at me. I'm out. And they didn't go and they didn't show up. And that's exactly what we saw with the totals. Now, Gail Simone, one of the earliest writers and iconic, as some people put it, she's been defending Birds of Prey pretty strongly. Gail Simone responds, this is according to The Beat, to clickbait headlines misrepresenting her Birds of Prey thoughts, going on to say, okay, so this is about the Birds of Prey movie, and I'm kind of mad. Everyone who follows me knows I love this movie and I'm behind it 10,000%. I did not consult on it. I am not being paid by anyone to endorse it. But it has really good versions of my favorite characters, and it's rocking and funny and ballsy and filled with amazing action. The thread in question is worth reading for its own saying, especially for fans curious about the many differences between the mostly mute Cassandra Cain, formerly known as Batgirl, among other titles on DC Comics, and talkative one portrayed by Ella J. Basco, as conceived by screenwriter Christina Hodson. Ultimately, I think women in the comic book industry are overreaching to defend this film because it is a girl power film and it failed. It was directed by 2 women. It was propped up by a bunch of women, and it still failed. And I don't think it has a lot to do with the costumes. I think they sucked at marketing. I think that, ultimately you didn't give fans any reason to see this film because Harley Quinn just isn't enough of a draw. And you have, on other sites like KGW saying, Gail Simone, an iconic writer of Birds of Prey, loved the films and reckons you might too. So you got Gail Simone with a very large Twitter following, 150,000 followers, just out here shilling for it because obviously she loves the property. But then the meltdown began. It starts with accepting I'm not going to do my voice on this. It's just imagine a crazy person, okay? Accepting applications for girlfriend, must keep trim, must love anime, will not work outside the home, doesn't leave the house without permission, doesn't have skanky friends, must dress attractive at all times, no unnatural hair colors. Oh my God! This is a big anti-male, or like anime do-bros meltdown, I guess. She was saying, if Bernie doesn't get the nod, I'm writing in Charizard. If people want equality so much, why isn't White History Month a thing? Do you ever think of that little checkmate, SJWs? Angry much? Everything must cater to my own limited taste and experience, or else it's woke, and that is worse than Stalin, because GD it, everything should be jerking petrol. Again, she's perpetuating all the same gaslighting techniques. That's just a fancier, wordy way of saying, oh, I didn't like it because I couldn't jerk off to it. And she's obviously pushing back against the reality that get woke, go broke is real. GD it, now my effing B mom says if I don't get a job and start paying rent, then I have to at least help clean the house. GD it. Mom, you're mean. Feminism is disease. And that's why asking me to use your preferred pronouns is a hate crime. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Mad about YouTubers, Gail? Mad about your movie failing, Gail? Mad about losing the culture battle, Gail? I mean, could you be mad online more? And then you have, I have never been on a date or had a genuine friendship with a woman, yet feel supremely confident in insulting every aspect of their appearance and sexuality and history. And one time a girl said hello to me and I peed, literally just peed all over her like a pants gusher. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And everybody in the replies are just, are you right in the head? I have a sneaking suspicion you're single. Who hurt you? Did she get rejected and not taking it well? Gail, you are scaring the children again. And by children, I mean me. You know, I've never seen a straw man on this scale since Burning Man. I mean, that's exactly what this is. I mean, Gail is straw manning a wide swath of not just the YouTube community, but the online community. And certainly, you know, it's probably because a lot of people are dunking on her over Birds of Prey's failure, which I don't think is necessarily fair. I mean, I think it's hilarious, but I don't think that wokeness was the primary reason Birds of Prey failed. I think it was poor casting in terms of choosing which characters to display, not having kind of a secondary character that people know. It was poor marketing. Ewan McGregor is a knob. You know, and the idea that I'm getting press about, ooh, Black Mask is gay now, come see our movie, or you're a bigot. That stuff just doesn't sell tickets. And it's been a hilarious mess to continue to watch. This will probably be the end of it all. This will probably be the last thing I say on Birds of Prey, but I'll finish it with a get woke, go broke. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.